Hey buddy, it's Daddy, and I'm going to read you another story. This one is called Thomas-saurus Rex, and it's about Thomas the Tank Engine and all his friends. Alright, it says, Thomas puffed into the yard after a long day. He saw James and Gordon talking together. When he stopped at the water tower, he could hear everything they said. I'm going to show that there. There you go. See, there's Thomas coming out. They're talking. I am too important to pull such an ancient load, said Gordon. Yes, replied James. I am glad they brought that old bucket of bolts to do it. The engines are here all too fine. I'm surprised he can do anything. He is so old. Well, it makes sense for him to pull that special. The fossils deserve each other, said James. Both of the engines left. Thomas wondered what they were talking about. Sorry, wrong way. There you go. Percy was waiting when Thomas got to the shed. Did you see Stepney? Asked Percy. Did you see what his special is? No, but I heard Gordon and James talking about it, answered Thomas. They said it was a lot of old junk. I think it's kind of neat, said Percy. Don't let them hear you say that, said Thomas. They'll tease you too. Thomas liked Stepney. He was one of the oldest engines on the whole island of Sodor. He had seen a lot and had interesting stories to tell. Thomas's favorite story was about Sir Topham Hatt as a little boy. There's Thomas talking to Gordon. And there's Thomas, and that yellow train is Stepney. He's the oldest of the engines. One beautiful day, Sir Topham Hatt was out for a carriage ride with his grandfather. The horse was dashing through the countryside. Grandfather Hatt saw a rut in the road, but it was too late to swerve. Crack! The carriage's axle was broken and the horse ran off. Luckily, no one was hurt, but they were a long way from home. Just then, Stepney, a brand new engine, came chugging by. He was pulling a load of coal, so he didn't have any passenger coaches. There you go. And wrong way, sorry. Where are we at? There's Grandfather Hatt right there. And that Sir Topham Hatt right there is a little boy. If you look here, there's Stepney chugging through with his load of coal and the broken carriage, which I believe is about right here. Yep, there's the broken carriage and the horse is running off over here. There was only one thing to do. Topham Hatt and his grandfather crawled up onto on top of the pile of coal, and off they went. When they got to town, little Topham Hatt was covered head to toe in coal dust. He was very dirty, and so was Grandfather, so Mother couldn't be cross. They both laughed and even had their pictures taken. Thomas always liked that story, and Percy liked it too. It made them laugh to think Sir Topham Hatt was ever that dirty. Look here. And there's Grandfather Hatt and little Topham Hatt in the engine of coal. And you see they got back and they're all dirty and they're getting a picture taken with Stepney. The next morning, Thomas was looking for Stepney. Good morning, sir, said Thomas politely. Well, hello, Thomas, said Stepney with a smile. What do you think of my special? Thomas looked at the rock and some bones in it and old chest. He didn't want to hurt Stepney's feelings. It sure looks old, he stammered. It's the oldest thing I've ever pulled, laughed Stepney. It makes me feel young. The chest is full of gems from Rolf's castle in the days of the knights, and this fossil is from the age of the dinosaurs. It is going to be part of the museum fair at Tidmouth. And so am I, because I am so old, he added proudly. Oh, here you go. You can take a look at the items Stepney's pulling. And you see the dinosaur bone And you see the chest up here. And then this is him talking about his special that he's going to be pulling. And you can see the chest of gems that was in from the Age of the Knights and the dinosaur bones. Thomas thought the things seemed pretty interesting, but he remembered Gordon and James saying they were just junk. Thomas didn't know what to think. Just then, Sir Topham Hatt came to see the engines. Stephanie and his special must go to Tidmouth for the museum now, he said. But the hill to Tidmouth may be too steep for Stephanie, with that valuable special, so someone will need to help push from behind. Push? I would not push a special made of solid gold, said Gordon, let alone that old pile of junk. I only pull specials, and important ones at that. I don't think we would have to push that special, sir, said James. Thomas did not want the others to tease him, but he saw that Stephanie looked sad and no one wanted to help him. I will push Stephanie's special, he quietly volunteered. Thank you, Thomas, said Sir Topham Hatt. I appreciate it when engines prove that they are really useful. And then he gave Gordon a stern look. Gordon puffed and James gave a cheeky chuckle. Better him than us, he said. And you can look there. You can see all the engines again. Looking at the load. All the way. Thanks. Alright. There you go. Now you can see Sir Topham Hatt thanking Thomas for being a useful engine. Thomas pushed the special out of the yard. He heard James call out, "Don't let them mistake you for that old junk and send you to the scrapyard." All the way to Tidmouth, Thomas worried about what everyone would say about his old special. He knew the children liked him, but would they think he was just an old fossil when he arrived with this old junk? When they arrived at Tidmouth, there was already lots of interesting things to see. There was a butterfly tent, a petting zoo, a frog exhibit. Thomas helped Stephanie onto a special siding that allowed everyone to see the fossil and chest close up, but no one seemed to notice that they were there. And then Thomas heard a little boy shout out with delight, "Look over there! It's Thomas, and he brought a dinosaur!" There you go. See, that's Stephanie pulling the load, and Thomas is helping to push, and it looks like they got to the museum. Now all the little kids are looking around and are very excited. Soon Thomas and Stephanie were surrounded. Cool! Wow! Look at that! Thomas had never heard the children so excited. He was excited too. Sir Topham Hatt walked over to them. Thomas was surprised to see that he looked dirty. "Good work, Thomas," said Sir Topham Hatt. "I should have come with you and Stephanie. I got a flat tire. I haven't been this dirty in a long, long time," he laughed. "Do you remember that day on the coal car, Stephanie?" "I sure do," chuckled Stephanie. "You are a happy little boy, sir." Just like these children, they will never forget this day. "And neither will I," added Sir Topham Hatt. And then a man with a camera walked up. He said, "Everyone smile and say steamy." And flash, they got their picture taken. The end. And there you go, buddy. See the end of the... They got their all pictures taken. Alright, buddy, that's all for now. I hope you liked your book. Be good for Mommy. I love you.